just over a month, Indonesia, the world's fourth most populous nation, will face a turning point. On February 14th, its citizens will choose a new president, marking the end of the Joko Widodo era and ushering in a new chapter for the Southeast Asian giant. While political parties clash, another battle takes place beneath the surface, threatens to impact every household, which is the struggle of the Rupiah. Historically, the Rupiah has been a roller coaster ride during election cycles. Uncertainty surrounding policy continuity and potential shift in leadership often trigger market jitters, leading to fluctuations in the currency's value. The upcoming election is no exception, with the possibility of a new president after a decade further amplifying investor anxiety. Therefore, the presidential election holds the potential to send shockwave through the currency market. Will the Rupiah thrive or die? We will delve deeper into the tug of war between politics and the economy to understand better how this pivotal election could reshape the financial landscape of Indonesia.
Interesting. Thank you, Brother Aiman. So, Indonesia's upcoming presidential election not only decides the national leadership, but also trigger market uncertainty, potentially reshaping the Rupiah's fate. This situation can make or break the economy of Indonesia. So, let's see what are the thoughts of Brother Meor on this.
Now let's discuss the issue in this case. The first issue is market uncertainty. Election-induced financial market uncertainty causing investor caution and heightened volatility in the foreign exchange market. The Rupiah value is susceptible to unpredictable market reaction. Next is policy changes. Policy changes stemming from election can erode investors' confidence. The perceived unfavorable or uncertain economic policy by the incoming government may lead to a decline in the Rupiah's value. And lastly is the global factors. The Rupiah is influenced not only by the domestic factors but also by the global condition, trade dynamics and geopolitical events. Election amplify this external factor, further impacting the performance of the Rupiah.
Okay, from what we hear, the volatility of the foreign exchange market and other financial market is magnified during the election. The value of the Rupiah swings with the market. Investors may lose faith and value if policies are changed after the election. Beyond local influences, elections may amplify international, commercial and geopolitical issues. And at this critical juncture, let's listen to Brother Ameer's suggestion on how to improve the Rupiah performance.
There are some suggestions that can help the Rupiah currency to bounce back to be stable again. There are 3 periods in the election which are pre, during and post, and each period has its own suggestion which helps to stabilize the currency of Rupiah.
For the pre-election, the politicians need to build credibility which they need to implement sound economic policies consistently before the election to establish trust and confidence in the currency. During the election period, the politicians need to respond calmly to the market movements which can avoid panic intervention or policy changes that could trigger volatility. They also need to emphasize continuity which, if possible, ensures key economic policy makers remain in place to maintain stability and reassure investors. For the post-election period, they need to focus on fundamentals which prioritize sound economic policies to address underlying issues that may be impact the currency. And they also need to continue to engage with market and the public to build trust and the confidence.
These are the ways to help the Indonesia Rupiah to be stable when the election happen.
Okay, thank you, Brother Ameer. So, boosting Rupiah stability involves strategic measures across the election timeline. For pre-election, Ameer suggests the politician to implement sound economic policies, while during the election, the politician need to respond calmly to market movement to ensure there is no unnecessary intervention. And lastly, Ameer suggests just to focus on the fundamental and maintain communication. So, Brother Mukmeen, what can you summarize from all of this?
To conclude the issue of Rupiah currency from the Indonesia elections, the future of the Rupiah is at stake as Indonesia prepares for the historic election that will delicately balance politics and economic. The upcoming transition from the Joko Widodo era symbolizes not only change in leadership and government, but also the potential for significant shift in economic policies, amplifying the uncertainties that typically accompany election. Again, as mentioned before, as the Rupiah is facing various challenges, it makes people question whether this currency could be sustained despite the political transition. After analysing the relevant factors, we find that the rupiah stability is hugely threatened by the market uncertainty, driven on by inherent unpredictability of the elections. Moreover, changes in policy made by the administration may undermine investor confidence and depreciate the value of the currency. Also, global factors which include trade dynamics and geopolitical developments may complicate the issues further and increase the rupiah's vulnerability to external pressure. In order to address the stability of the rupiah currency, a comprehensive approach across the different phases of election cycle is highly required. Pre-elections measure the emphasize building credibility and proactive communication. During the election, a calm response and continuity in economic policy maker are essential, while in post-election, the focus shifts from addressing underlying economic issues through sound policies and transparent communication. Adhering to this suggestion could contribute to the stability of the rupiah currency and foster trust and confidence in the financial market. Finally, for the reference, our group discovered this issue of the effect of the Indonesian election to the rupiah currency through a digital news platform called Bloomberg, which was published on December 2023. And those who would like to know further information with regard to this issue may click the link provided below.
I think that's all from us. Thank you and see you soon.